Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
What's happening, man?
What's going on?
It's great to see you.
Yeah, good to be seen.
Boy, what a journey you've been on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
been.
started listening to your audiobook. It was giving me anxiety.
It gets better, right? It takes a minute, but there's a relief for the reader.
Well, the
Or
relief
the
is
listener.
seeing you healthy, walking
Well,
around.
the relief is also you kind of know the end of the story, right?
Yes.
Before you go into it,
Right.
So then you can really kind of dive into the actual detailed narrative that I put out.
Yeah.
There's no other way to do it, but yeah, it's tough for a minute. It's like I was like, wow, my sister, it took her a while to read, and anybody that was kind of involved in the incident takes a minute. You know, it took me a long time to kind of get through it, right?
Yeah.
It's anxious for me too. So.
So how long was the actual recovery? Because you don't even walk with a limp. You're walking.
It's quite. There's a lot. Some things are pretty miraculous. Some things can be explained, and I tried to figure it out as I was writing the book. You know, a lot of people ask questions. I asked myself questions. Some things
Hello?
were on my own will. Some
Yo.
things were of otherworldly of some sort. But
You gonna
yeah,
get
I
back
was
to working
given,
on your
you
fucking
know,
cheap
I was
ass tower?
supposed to walk with a limp.
That looks
Gee.
good.
There was
Don't
a lot of
wrong.
titanium, and then it was certainly not running, and I'm doing
What?
far beyond all those things.
You gonna
Don't
get to
know
work
exactly
back on your tower?
certificate on
Oh
why,
yeah.
you know.
What do you think it is?
I think it's will is a really special thing, and
You gonna come see what I've done?
The love and
Where?
fuel to fuel your will.
Where are you at?
I had
come
in
get ya.
spades.
I'm over the
I
enchantment
can.
room.
I feel like I can pretty much do anything if I set my mind to it.
But
when it was
do
like a
plants-
central part of my life,
Do
my
plants
recovery
grow if you're far away or no?
day job.
This
Yeah.
might have been a mistake.
But
Yeah, they
typically I
do.
do many other things, right? As we all do in our
Where you at?
lives. But when all my focus, like even
On your
parenting
right,
was
you see
out
me?
the window until I can get better. So
Oh, hey.
I had to do
Oh,
that
you're in
first.
creative right now.
So that being the central part of every thought, every fiber,
Follow
every
me.
cell in my body was geared towards a one-way street of recovery. Oh, I'm getting fucking better.
You behind me?
So
Yep.
I just got better.
Damn, what is
What's
this?
the alternative?
Wow.
You know,
I'm
I
gonna
was
build
brought
like a
back
bunch of these and
somehow,
longer
some way.
ones, and it's plants.
And
I did carrots in
be
here
a
so we can make
disservice
golden
to not
carrots.
do all the things
Hey.
I'm supposed to be doing and want to be doing.
This is gonna be our
So it just took a lot of effort.
our
and
plant
it took a lot
factory
of
over
support.
here.
It took heck
Why
of a
so
lot of
far?
Huge.
people involved in helping me not die.
Just because I wanna be
You
over
know,
here
and
at
the
some
thing
point. I
was-
wanna make a
but
world that
at the
big.
end of the day, the
All right. Hell
recovery,
yeah.
as you know, everybody.
And I didn't know where you wanted me to put this, like in the world. I didn't want to put it nowhere
No matter how
that
much
you
help
were
have,
gonna
or
build.
PT
Yeah, you
have,
can
if
put it anywhere. I
your
don't
tendons
care.
go, whatever the heck happens, you still have to.
If you want
put
to
in
build
the
something
work
in
And I'm
the
gonna make like
and endure the pain.
make like a little
manage the
storage
pain
thing
and
underneath
mitigate
it.
I might just finish
cool.
this tower in
It was quite
survival.
lonely, but I always found that my
Just gave us some
daughter
good
and my
bones.
family, as I see their faces when I get better, I could stand up, let's say, or not pee in a jar. I could get in the wheelchair. Any sort of milestone, I'd see their faces get a little bit less horrified, even relieved, even quite joyful, even. So as much damage as I did to my family and their hearts, me getting better can relieve them of that burden. So it was an easy one-way road to recover, and that's why I recovered fast. And I attribute it to my love for my family.
Wow. So let's bring it back
Oh,
to the
no.
day of the accident.
What?
Damn it!
When exactly was it?
I had an efficiency 4 mending shovel and it just broke because I wasn't paying attention.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And I host
Damn
my
it!
family at my house up there, like 25 people, every post-Christmas to New Year's, all the time. Family, friends, whoever.
Bro, this thing took
just
me
kinda
like
come up
2
and
nights
we
to
could
build.
celebrate the holidays together, go skiing, all these type of
And
things.
just grinding it.
And we had a big kind of snowmageddon type snow event.
I
that,
like it.
You know, shut down the mountain that I live on at the top of Lake
Thank you.
Tahoe at about 8,000 feet elevation, and we got just tons and tons of snow.
Or,
But it happens
over the
often, maybe
walls.
not that intense of a storm, but so much so where we were cut off from anywhere else. We're snowed in, fine. I'm prepared for that stuff. 3 days without power, prepared for it. It's fine. We can have fun. It's actually relief. All the cell phones go off. All the iPads go away, computers, and everybody's just playing card games with headlamps on. And I mean, it's a riot. So we had a good time. you know, so food supply was still good, but you know, it's New Year's Day and we're getting a break in the weather, so I decided I need to clear the roads and come out for air essentially, and in doing so, that's when the accident sort of transpired. It's more of a routine type of thing to have a half-mile long driveway up there, and I have to maintain it myself, so I have a snowcat and a bunch of other snow removal type equipment. There's a bunch of vehicles, snowmobiles even, things that got stuck in the driveway because it was a lot of extra snow, and some of it was very light, and then it got very icy and hard, so you're sinking down like 3 or 4 feet into it, and it was a hot mess. So had to try to dig all that stuff out using the snowcat, pulling this stuff out. This thing, a snowcat, to describe it in words is pretty difficult, but it's like a tank. It's probably, I don't know, 12 feet wide, the tracks on each side, so it spins like a tank, like a skid steer.
There it is.
Yeah, there we go. That's a small, tiny version of one. But yeah, it's something kind of like out of Star Wars, you know. But this mine or metal track is more like that one.
You don't go to bed.
Oh, you
Yeah,
got one like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly like the one I have. So it's about like 16,000 pounds or so, and it's very nimble on the snow. On the snow.
Just to see it physically, put it back up. To see it physically and to know that that's what ran over your leg.
Oh, my whole body.
Oh God.
Yeah. It was. So you have to step on the tracks, you see, to get into the cab to operate it. So stepping on the tracks is a normal thing to do. You just don't do it while the thing's you're operating it, right? You get in the thing, you
Right.
drive it, and it's just easy. It's a thumb, go forward, reverse, and you're neutral, and that's it. It's really easy to operate. But it was just the accident happened because you have to get in and out off on those tracks, and I hit the thumb thing, and it threw me off, and I was going towards my nephew, so I had to jump back on and try to stop it from killing him because it was going to crush him between the truck and that big blade that I have. You see that thing?
Yeah.
It's a few thousand pounds. That thing's gnarly. But so my instinct was to jump back on it and try to stop it. You know, obviously it didn't work out, and it got ran over, and there you go.
What? How much of your body did it run over?
All of it.
Oh my God.
Because I went. The tracks were here to jump in the cab, I leapt up and over to try to grab onto it and got sucked under the whole thing. So the whole length of it just kind of. So there's like a set of wheels that turn these tracks, you see, and there's like 6 wheels. So it undulates. So I felt all the undulate. The first one was the worst, like the pressure and the skull crush and all that stuff, and then it releases because then the undulation of the tire and the track. And you're awake for that. You're just like by the 6th undulation, just like, all right, just kind of finish already. And you're just like, it's almost like, you know, you're drowning and being struck by lightning and bleeding out. It's all the things all at once, man. It's like immense pressure and a movable object. And, you know, my skull kind of lost out, but still survived. And
Your skull got
Yeah.
run over.
yeah. It's like you know. Yeah, it's everything. It's like it's 38 broken bones and eyeballs out.
Oh my God.
I
And
still have my shovel.
Shout
I-
out to medical science.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
That wasn't
all
my
the
shovel you
doctors were
broke,
like,
was it?
I don't know how your eyes still operating or still working.
No.
I think because I was on ice, because I did see it, I'm like, well, maybe I'm going to put this eye on ice. Just kind of rolled into it. Because I saw my eye with my other eye, right? And I'm like, I'm going to be able to keep that thing, because I'm on like an icy asphalt driveway that's off
You have
my
any
driveway,
rockets?
Right at the top of the road.
I'm
So,
literally looking for
It
some
wasn't
right now
really
because I
great
don't
for
have.
impact and
I
over.
don't
I
think
wish
it
I was
took
on
enough
the
water
back.
to make
It'd
sense.
be a little bit easier. Push me into snow, right? But it wasn't. So I just kind of rolled onto it, just like maybe I could kind of put the eye on ice until I could figure out how to breathe. You know, I have to sort of laugh at it because it's weird to sort of think about that. You know?
Where you at? Oh, never mind.
So
But-
Wait, don't
38
leave.
Bones?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a lot of ribs and all my spiral fracture and my
Thanks.
legs, all my joints
have
were
one
broken.
rocket.
All my
Do you need
ankles,
rocket to
my
get up there?
knees,
I need like 1 or 2.
none of my spine, and I only
You're
got
really
a
quiet,
laceration
what?
in my liver from
I need like 1 or 2.
ribs breaking in a couple spots, and it went down and kind of stabbed it, but it didn't
Thanks.
really mess it up too bad, so that's okay. But all my organs, my brain.
Save some gunpowder. 'Cause I have paper I want to make some too.
I'll use it as an excuse. I guess.
There might not even be some up there. I think I just made some
Yeah,
recently.
in my spine. That's the miracle. Like, how did I break 14 ribs?
much was in there.
My spine
58.
was spared, and all
Split
my
it.
organs were spared in my brain. It's like kind of almost no harm, no foul at the end of the day, even though there's, probably 20% titanium in my body at this point.
Dude, my game's so laggy. Is yours lagging?
No.
Well, the guy that
My game is so laggy. I thought it's because we've just been adding more shit and our servers getting laggy. I guess not.
ski resorts and mines that are in the area. So I got really lucky to get this doctor. But it took 4 doctors to get to this guy. So says my family. I was out in a coma. And once they found this guy who was on vacation, the mayor of Reno actually called him and said, "You got to get back and help my friend out." And so he rushed out. And he's just like, "This is what he does for a living." He's like, "Oh, this is easy. I can't wait to do this for this guy." So it relieved on my family. There was such relief because they were like, "Oh, he's going to lose his eye. We're going to cut off his leg." I mean, all this kind of tragic sort of prognosis, or whatever you want to call it, right? So this guy comes in, "No, it's fine. We're going to hammer this thing in. We're going to do this. Gonna do his face plate, do the thing. We're going to do this." And just lucky that the orbital bone that broke and the cheekbone that broke, they only wanted to do that because my face as an actor made me want to save my cheekbone. Not that I care about it. But yeah, he fixed up all my ribs, and they used like this mesh. He has this sort of weird way to kind of handle. If you fix 1 or 2 of the ribs that are all broken, the rest will kind of fall into place. The body's pretty miraculous. Just give it a little direction, and then it heals on itself, and it'll grow the bone. So it's not as much titanium in my ribs as one might think for all those breaks. It's only, it looks like rebar. Right? You get a scan. It's like, a lot of my body's up to yeah, somewhere. Yeah, somewhere.
Is it online anymore? We can see it.
I don't know.
Do you have it on your phone?
I don't think so. I could ask my sister for it. She's
I've
got
been
all-
showing everybody that thing.
It's pretty remedial looking. It looks like like I had a hammer and a 2x4 and some nails, and that's what this looks like. It looks very like, why is there a nail and 2 screws? And it's carpentry 101. There's nothing like it. I think the guy that had like the screws in my skull and my jaw, got broken 3 spots. And the guy took it out. Something that he got from Home Depot. Literally, it's like some, it just took it out. I'm like, dude, it's squeaking like it's in wood. You numb it or something? I almost knocked this guy out.
Oh my god, I just found a shitload of gunpowder.
It's just like, it's unbelievable.
And this random chest over here,
And
and this little thing in front of the animal
the
farm.
bag mentally just kind of
I'm just gonna make a bunch of fireworks, and I don't know where to put
mental
them. Let's put them in the.
to
Let's
deal
put
with
them in my
Back into the
chest.
chest.
pain management, and it's emotionally exhausting to deal with like so many different things in your body. So I'm always kind of
Bro, I need to make a new shovel.
attention to things. I'm much sharper mentally now because I don't have to mitigate so much inflammation, pain. So I can kind of be here and laugh with you. But back then, when this guy was, I almost socked this guy so hard, dude. Yeah, glad I was really happy too. That was a great milestone.
Jesus.
But that was worse than getting ran over by the snowcat, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
In terms of pain or just
Well, no, it wasn't so much the pain. It's the haunting images of feeling my gums wrap around this screw as he's pulling out. It's a lot longer than I thought it was, and then there's 3 more to go. It was more the visual is, in my mind, kind of what makes it terrible. The visual. Because I'm a pretty visual guy. So I don't think anything hurts me so much in a physical way, but the visual is a pretty haunting image. And the sound, dude, it vibrates your skull as he's taking it out. And it's like, this is what horror films are made of, right? This is like Saw or something.
is that the only thing that they had to take out? Is the screws that are in your head, or did they take them out of your body?
No,
as
no,
well?
they have to leave those in for the most part because why risk infection and open you up for
Right.
something? But yeah, so all the rest of the stuff stays in until those screws come loose. At some point, they will.
They start backing out. right?
Yeah. You'd think you'd put in a locking screw, right?
I've had friends that have had broken arms and it starts poking out of the bone.
Yeah.
And
It's
they
just
have
doing
to
now.
get another operation and get it removed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how many different plates do you have?
I think I got. It's only a couple in my face, and they went in like underneath my cheek. A plate for my orbital socket, and then for the cheekbone, they put I think a plate or two over there to hold that bone in place.
Do you feel it?
I feel the lack of feeling in it. It's still numbness to this whole side because they had to cut all these nerve endings right to get into the mouth. So even the side of my face is a little much.
And the rest of them, do you feel like how much do you feel in all your different bones and joints and all the different things that got repaired?
Yeah. There's lots of scar tissue to work through all the time. What's great is like it's not any one spot. It's like it moves around. You know, even if you're not injured, it's like if you just twist your leg wrong and then it goes up into your hip and it's in your shoulder. It moves around your body, it moves it around. So you just gotta stay on top of it, and there's always something to work through, you know, in your body, you know. And it's just, you know, look, I already have to do it anyway. I'm 54. I'm gonna have to take care of my health, and I just have to make it a very central part of my life. So.
And so now, do you have full range of motion, full mobility? Everything is back to normal?
Yeah, I don't know what normal is, you know. I'm going to be, you know, I feel like I'm maybe 110% just because spiritually and mentally I'm so much better. I got so many gifts from dying, coming back, that, yeah, I'm 150%. My body will always be, look, my body's aging, so I have to fight against age. Well, recovery is age reversing. It's the same stuff that people are doing just to reverse age. I just do it just because it's my recovery, and I have to for the rest of my life, just to prevent inflammation and discomfort and
You go to
swelling,
bed?
things like that.
So when you have so many
yeah.
broken bones and so many broken joints, what is the recovery like?
Well, you look
How
scared
do
me.
they
I forgot
even
you were in the
get
call.
moving again?
What?
Day by day.
Day by day.
Yeah, instantly. As soon as I
Just
got home
mine it.
from the hospital, PT there and working to just move, keep things moving. You have to, otherwise you lose it. You'll lock up or you lose
Seeing
it.
you walk around today in the studio, I would have no idea.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
look totally normal.
Yeah. It's great. It takes a lot of work, and it's still working. But I was just having.
I'm gonna go
stretching
grab a
in the
water.
Studio, you know,
Alright.
have to move quite a bit so I don't lock up. After a good night's sleep, it's like it could be a little stiff in the morning. And I have to do some stretches and things like that. But I think if I didn't get in the accident in '54, I'd probably have to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So feels good to have to force the stretching.
AG1 has been a long-time partner of the show, and I'm excited to share a great offer they have going on right now. You can get a free month supply of AG1's Omega-3 supplement and a free bottle of D3K2 with your first subscription order. The Omega-3 soft gel supplement complements
I'm back.
AG1, making it easy to get the fatty acids you need, while the D3K2 liquid drops can help provide 2 essential vitamins. They're made with high-quality ingredients following the latest scientific research. And together with AG1, they work to give you the nutrients and minerals you might be missing from your diet. If you haven't tried AG1 yet, they're bundling it with their Omega-3 and vitamin D3K2 products for free, so it couldn't be a better time to start. Subscribe today and get a 1-month supply of AG Omega-3 and a bottle of vitamin D3K2 with your first AG1 order. You'll also get their welcome kit with everything you need to get started on your AG1 journey. So make sure you check out drinkag1.com/Joe Rogan to claim this special offer. That's drinkag1.com/Joe Rogan.
And so just day by day, so you're completely bedridden initially. And
Yeah.
how long does it take before you can sit up?
I don't know. It's pretty. It moved pretty quick. Randomly with the puncture bone, all this broke. The shoulder, the collarbone dislocation, all this stuff that healed pretty quickly. But that doesn't require gravity and legs, both ankles, right? Those are under trauma. Knees and those. It's all a pipe. It's a heat pipe. It's a bar, my whole lower leg. So that took a little bit longer. But the ribs, ironically, it was only painful for like a couple of weeks. I also had these like plastic suitcases for my lungs. They had like stuff was going in. I don't know what goop was in that thing.
Oh.
But I didn't carry
Sorry,
these around.
something in my throat.
Once I got rid
Why
of
do
those,
you
it
need
was
that?
more, and,
Dude, this motherfucker in
felt
here
good
keeps
once I was
despawning at
kinda
my
settled.
XP farm.
But there's still, as you can imagine, so much trauma.
He
so
shouldn't
many
be. He's in a
places, but
boat.
You're hating on me
I
for
think the
cheating.
longest it was really getting up
Dude,
to
I
stand
like the
up
cough,
and
dude.
walk, to get all your
Oh, okay.
joints to work
Came out of my
properly
throat.
again, to
I'll be right back.
relearn to walk, relearn to move, because you
Alright.
kind of have to. A lot of atrophy, as you can imagine, that happens. But I was standing up and moving around.
Yeah, you're pretty used to
I
that,
got
huh?
into a chair probably, by February after like
You're pretty
3
used to
weeks.
that, huh?
And the more I can move,
Stuff
the
coming out of
faster
my
you heal,
throat?
you get more
Yep.
blood flow. You're getting your body to work better.
I might dibble
Help
dabble.
with my attitude and will to get out and sit up. All the things. Each of these
Dude, I
things
don't know
were
how
milestones, and I would just like, yeah.
Nah,
move
I
forward
could
to
do
the
it
next thing.
right now.
Set a goal for myself, even if it was just like to sit up and like turn, or I didn't have to set such big to reach too far to keep my confidence high. So because I keep reaching these goals and just kept going and going, and I find myself, it's 24 hours a day. So what do I have to do today? I don't even have to ask. I just gotta get better, and it just kept going. And whatever thing, and there's so
Oh.
many things
Dude, I'm
to
sorry.
attack to get better. It's like I never got bored. I just had all these bands and
Okay.
stuff. I remember being in a wheelchair and I'd wrap it around like this desk.
It's like it didn't happen.
As like a leg press.
Okay.
All these like interesting ways to try to strengthen my body and get better. Whatever wasn't, anything that would work, I would do it. There's nothing everything. And that's right. Let's do it. Took in everything.
They say that is one of the more difficult things with stroke victims is the will to do the exercises to force yourself to recover.
Yeah.
Because so many people just they've never done that before. They've never pushed themselves before. They don't, and there's this tendency to just kind of give up. Some people are.
Yeah. It's part of the reason why I wrote the book, is maybe because it's a lonely place when people are struggling in recovery, and when it's a lifetime recovery too. I hope they can find something they can grab onto. Like if this guy can overcome this, I can get out of my own way here, and maybe think of it a little differently. The only thing we have control of ever in life in perpetuity is our perspective. So I could easily just go be victimized and
Right.
cry about it and like, oh, my career is over and that. It's not.
Alright, this is not
part
gonna be
of
good.
The narrative, part of it. It's not even
Oh
in the
my God.
conversation. It's like I'm getting better every day for the rest of my life.
Dude,
That's
they
it.
die if the zombie
only one way to go.
despawns.
What's the alternative, Joe? Right? What is the alternative? I keep saying that to myself. What's the alternative? I'm not gonna stumble around through life.
Right.
I wasn't brought back here just to suffer. That's not happening. I'd say unplug the machine. I'm done. I'm out of here. It's way better being dead. You know what I mean? I'm not going to come back and just waddle and limp my way through life. It's not going to happen.
What's crazy is if you didn't approach it like that, you probably wouldn't be able to walk.
Correct.
Yeah, because there have been a lot of people that have been gravely injured that never come back.
Yeah. You have to push it, right? Anything that's in your life for excellence, you have to obsess at it and risk everything for it. You have to, or it's not going to happen. No one's going to do it for you. But what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Again, like I said, what's the alternative? Yeah, this sucks, but like, so does a cold plunge, and so does this, and so does that, and so does that.
Right.
You gotta really we gotta test our bodies, our limits, to really have real growth, and especially in recovery. You have to. What else are you gonna do, man? You gonna take pills?
Right.
That was one of the harder things, worse than the accident as well, is getting off OxyContin. And I got off pretty quickly, and that's gnarly stuff, man. I'm glad it was there for the pain for me, but like I wanted to get off it as soon as possible, because it's highly addictive, and coming off that stuff was gnarly.
It's so hard, and you have a really strong will, and some people don't.
I
and
know.
They put all
Yeah.
people on that stuff.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It is really ironically. I was supposed to be doing a movie about the Sapra family.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was supposed to happen like literally that April or just that spring. Obviously that got canceled because I had to take OxyContin to kind of get by. But then I had to get off that stuff real quick, you know. It was really interesting too how people treated that drug, you know. Everyone like was monitoring, counting the pills, if it was a half a thing or this or that. Like everyone was on it. Like, dude, what? You treat me like some sort of drug addict. Don't give me this stuff. I don't want it. Jesus Christ, it's terrible.
Wow.
But it's pretty powerful stuff. And I don't ever blame sort of the drug. I just think sort of how maybe it's free to use and it's even supported in school systems, and you know they got that family kind of got away with a lot of stuff to promote that
To
stuff.
put it mildly.
Yeah. It's a whole nother.
You've seen Peter Berg's thing on Netflix, Painkiller? Have you seen that? It's a docudrama documentary.
Oh
the
yeah.
Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. It's gnarly, man. Gnarly.
That's an evil family.
Yeah.
What they did to people, and just support the idea that, you know, hey, this you could just be on this and you don't have any pain. Don't worry about it. And
Yeah.
it's not even addictive. Just
It's the knowing part, and then
Yeah.
then double downing and selling,
Mhm.
getting it out there.
and promoting it as a
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
that you could be on forever,
Yeah.
which is just insane.
Yeah.
So you're on it, and how long did you have to be on it for?
I again always working to get off of it, and I think maybe it was around if I got home on January 13th, Friday the 13th, and I think it was probably less than a month, probably like beginning of February, because I had all my molars and stuff got pushed in, so my mouth's a hot mess, my jaw's broken, but I'd have night terrors as you would, being awake through that trauma. So, and I bit down and the tooth was in a certain spot and just cracked my molar, and it goes down to the nerve, and that. I'm like, oh, I
Hey,
feel
when
that,
you gonna
but I'm on all this
Oh.
Oxycontin. I don't feel. Maybe
when you
I
gonna
don't
place
need
the
to be on
enchantment table down?
So
I
had
can
to
do
go
it right
get that
now, give me a
emergency
second.
extraction and get post
Actually, I
put in
can't do it right now. I need to
more.
get some more paper.
I said, well, I'll take it one more
I got some right on me.
time just
Bring
for
it to me.
tooth pain or whatever. Even with the dentist, I think I took the dentist stuff over that.
It's on the stair right here.
And
Alright, I'll grab
cold
it.
turkey
Appreciate it.
Oxycontin and Debbie.
Yup.
Cold turkey.
Yeah, I didn't know.
You didn't know how hard it would be? Oh no.
I was
Did
just
they
so
tell you
adamant.
to
I,
taper?
I don't really listen to the doctors. I don't listen to the doctors, man. So I started crying for about 3.5 days straight. Even during my PT, I'm just like, not that I'm even sad, but like full crocodile tears, just
Bro, I
tears.
just forgot everything. What was I just doing?
I just
Wow.
Oh, I don't know. You didn't
I
tell me.
couldn't stop crying, and I was shivering.
So this is
Oh.
just withdrawal.
Withdrawal. I
Trying
wasn't
to
thinking that anything other than
enchant
like, why
my,
am I crying?
shovel.
I didn't know it was withdrawal. Even because my mind's not there. My mind's in recovery and getting off this stuff and focusing on holding my body up. It takes just a lot of mental acuity to just exist, right? So I wasn't thinking that, yeah, of course. I look back on it, I was like, yeah, of course I'm coming off of fucking heroin, essentially, right? So, yeah, and so I call my sister and thing. I'm like, I don't know why I'm crying. I can't stop crying. I said, well, let's call it. I had these different doctors that we'd Zoom call with when I was at home. And so we called the pain management doctors. He's like, look, I told him, he's like, what are you doing? You got to taper off that for takes 2 weeks at least. You can't just cold turkey cap your pants down. It's no wonder you're feeling all cold and all this stuff because that's all nerve stuff. So I started feeling gravity. I started feeling temperature. I started feeling everything. It was like on fire, right? So
Why did you make the decision to go cold turkey?
because I don't like the feeling of being on pain meds. I don't like, I want to have my mind. I was always using like
Wait, if you place it in the middle of this, will it be a level 30 enchant?
No, I'm about to make it right now.
Whatever it is, right? So I needed my mind. I needed my wit. I needed my will to recover. I needed sleep, and I needed my brain. And the drugs kind of numb my brain, as they would, right?
Yeah.
They numb your whole body. So I just wanted off of it. And I don't like how I feel. You feel muddy.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like the feeling.
I'm just gonna build it right
You
here
know,
for now because I
it
don't
came
really
at a
know what I
price,
want to do
but
yet.
I I got the okay to like take a little fiber of oxy to sleep on if you needed to mitigate some pain, just so I could sleep. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll do that if it happens. And I did once or twice or 3 times.
I think you should
after
be able to
that
get 30 on
moment,
that. I'm
but I
not
got
sure,
through
but
it,
that's all I have
and I
right
got
now.
off. But I got off it because
Yeah,
I
it's
cracked
good.
that tooth.
Appreciate
And
it.
that I felt pain like that. That's not gonna let me sleep at all. It's a heartbeat in my brain. My face is just like throbbing
Yeah.
like as you would for anybody. So I
Nope.
said like, oh, that's
You
then I
just
don't
now
need to
getting
take
home?
pain meds. So I'm like, that was an
Whoa.
excuse to get off the pain meds.
Right, because
Thank
you're
you.
feeling pain and you're on the pain.
It took him
I
2
would've been
hours and
on that
40
shit
minutes.
much longer if I didn't crack that tooth. Because I wouldn't have the will to say, like, oh, get off this stuff.
Bruh.
Right? But it took that. I'm like,
Why-
okay, well, that'll be
I had knee surgery in 93
Elijah?
and they gave me something.
Grady?
It was either Percocet or
Well,
Vicodin. I don't
yeah,
remember what it was.
who's your
And I
first
took it
year?
one
Who does he
time,
look like?
and
What does he
I
look like?
felt so bad. I felt so stupid.
Is he tall and
Yeah.
skinny?
I remember being in my
That's
apartment
Grady.
in New York, just feeling
No.
so dumb, and just thinking
Thank
I'd
you.
rather be in pain.
Yeah.
And so one
AJ?
day, I took it
AJ
one
or
day,
something like
and I'm like, that's
Oh,
it, I'm
it-
done.
he was our
And I
main
sold it.
kicker
I sold my
last year.
pills to this guy Jeff
He's
at the
good.
pool hall.
That's a dirtbag.
Yeah, isn't that the
Remember
one that I always
guy
talked
that
about?
I used to hang out with at the
Oh.
pool hall? He had a bandana and long hair. He was a hippie. He always sold drugs.
I don't know. Yeah,
And I sold it to
Oh
him.
my god, that dude's got a fucking leg.
probably.
I'll take it. What do you
Yeah,
got?
yeah,
Cause,
what do you
yeah, I
got?
remember you.
And,
Yeah, no, that
then I
was
had
because you told me he
surgery
played
again.
soccer
I've
too.
had a bunch
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
different
and then we were all
surgeries
like,
for
he goes,
jiu-jitsu
"Man,
injuries, martial arts
Yeah,
I
injuries.
want to work. I want to work.
Second time I
trades.
had surgery on my knee.
We got into a
I
huge
had a knee
conversation
reconstruction
about that.
again on my other knee
Yeah,
in
I forgot what you
2003.
said him as
I
that
didn't dig
dude, but-
anything. I just
Yeah.
like, I don't want nothing.
Well,
I'm
looks
just
clean.
Deal with it, and it was okay.
Yeah, maybe anti-inflammatory or
Oh,
something.
it's-
And it's,
I swear, it's
Yeah,
more and more.
I didn't even
Dude,
get
it
that
fucking
stuff 'cause I don't think that's
burns,
good for
dude.
you.
I hate
yeah.
that shit. It
You
smells
know what
good
I
though.
mean? You're gonna be. in
I got
pain
smells, but it
no
just
matter what.
burns.
It's just gonna dull it
You
a
know?
little bit. I'd rather
But that
feel
whole
it
room,
all.
I agree.
I agree.
Accustomed to it.
100%.
Yeah, he's doing like he
Yeah.
does a lot of
That was like
extra
back when
shit.
even when I had my wisdom teeth pulled out when I was like
Yeah.
20 or
Did
something.
Did you get your eyebrows done?
You know, that's pretty
Did you get
gnarly
your eyebrows
surgery,
done?
right?
Did you see-
And they give you like
Huh?
was
Did
it
you see
codeine
that in
or
the
something?
dark?
You know, I just
No,
puked
I was
on that.
wondering.
Oh, I was about to
No
say,
way.
damn,
Took
that's
one
No.
pill, and I
No, I'm
never
just
took
wondering.
that cell to anybody.
Isn't it astonishing that some people
Are you
like
cool?
it?
You know
Yeah,
anything
it's
like that?
people
Yeah.
party on it and they'll go drinking.
mean, I
and
talk
just
to
like
them,
it
I don't
all
really
stuff.
know.
It's just the opposite for me. I just can't. It's just my body doesn't agree with it.
Yeah.
I just, and I'm glad I don't like it. You know?
I had a friend of mine who was a musician and he would write all his music on Vicodins. And I was like, what? How do you do that, man? Like, I took it, whatever it was that I took, I can't remember which one it was, but I felt like a moron. I just felt like I had like 20% of my brain.
Yeah, yeah,
And it was just this dull, like
Yeah.
wet cotton stuffed in my head.
yeah.
But I mean, I guess maybe it's just like different biology. Maybe
Yeah,
different people react to
sure.
it differently.
For sure.
It wasn't for me.
Yeah, I agree.
So how long did it take for the withdrawal to subside?
By the time I got to the that Zoom with the pain meds, he said like, well, don't do that. You should taper off. Like, well, I'm already off it now.
Vince?
I've come off
The Villagers.
the crying train. Especially because he also made sense.
We
of it.
need to do the
It's like
if you
taking
change a
more
villager
time.
to a zombie villager to a villager,
It just helped me make sense of like why I
it
was
makes their
feeling the way I was
trades
feeling.
cheaper. Like this dude got a mending book for 1 emerald.
Right.
You know,
Oh, shit.
because there are setbacks in recovery, but this felt like a real
So
setback.
we need to
I
do
couldn't-
that.
Like I couldn't
Alright.
grab of why, and I'm pretty into.
And are we getting a villager
my
for every book?
emotions and my everything,
I'm down for
and
that.
I just
yeah,
couldn't grab why I was.
We can do whatever.
when it's so
I'll let you
obvious.
figure that one out.
Yeah.
But then,
I don't even
you
really know how
I'm
big
not
these
the
need to
one
be,
really
so I'm
doing
kind of
it.
making them random
My mom's
sizes. You can just
pill and doing peptide injections for
do
me,
that if you
know,
want to.
rebirthing me, you know,
Mhm.
taking care
Alright.
of me. So
What peptides were you on?
oh man, if I look back, I don't know. I was getting three mLs, so 3 loads, and they were all mixed up. So as you would, probably a lot of the same ones that I'm on now that I continue, and I rotate in and out of different ones. For
PPC 157.
PPC 157,
TD 500.
Thymosin, yeah,
Thymosin,
all those,
yeah.
yeah. AOD and MOTC, and I have to do a lot of blood work because my hemoglobin was at 2.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was what it was going back to work, back to
Whoa.
Mayor Kingstown. Crazy, yeah. It's like the blood of a dead man, essentially. I just got no energy. So then I started really working with all my blood panels, big giant wide 16 vial blood pills, and that started to be my new course of recovery, cellular in the blood way, and that's where I really started getting strong. I was moving around, I was mobile, all the bones are healed. By this time, it's like a year's gone by, but now I started working on cellular and blood health, and that's when I got to, like, my skin started to look great, and because your blood tells you what your body's producing and not producing, right? So that was a great report card or barometer of where I was at, and why I'm not, where my mitochondrial levels are at, everything was at. So it was really, really great part of my recovery, and that's what I'll continue to do, still continue to do today.
Boxing's biggest weekend is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook is bringing the heat. It all kicks off Friday in Times Square as Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez light up New York City. Then on Saturday, the King returns. Canelo Alvarez is back on DAZN pay-per-view. And on Sunday, it's a can't-miss moment. Naoya Inoue makes his electrifying U.S. debut in Las Vegas. This is a fight weekend for the history books, and DraftKings Sportsbook is your front row seat to all the action. New to DraftKings, you're going to love this. New customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's right, $5 gets you $200 to play with. Cash in on boxing's biggest weekend ever with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code ROGAN. That's code ROGAN to unlock $200 in bonus bets when you place a $5 bet only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Did you use a hyperbaric chamber?
Oh, yeah.
That must have helped.
Yeah. What it did for me, it's not something, I don't think there's many things in my recovery that you do that feel good. It just doesn't make you feel as shitty.
Right.
Right?
It's like you're building a mountain, one layer of pain at a time.
Yeah. So, but hyperbaric is great. It helps with lactic acid when you're working out. It's all the oxygen you put in your body is a great necessity. It's again, another one of those things that are even age reversing. It's kind of also disease preventative.
Right.
It's amazing, this thing. And I got one that was you can sit in and do multiple things. I can't just sit there for an hour and a half in the chamber and like I'll go crazy. I have a busy brain, and so I get a computer or whatever, email, whatever I can do is to kind of continue to do it, to make it a part of my life.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then I go into like a red light bed, a high-powered red light infrared bed. Then it moves all that oxygen through my body even more so, and it keeps the tissue. Amazing.
Yeah, I use both of them.
Yeah, those are huge parts of my life. Yeah,
But I would imagine for something like what you went through, it's imperative.
yeah, for tissue recovery, and oh man, huge. Faster for repair.
And so a year later, you're walking around.
Yeah, I was walking by, my daughter's birthday was March 28th. So I guess a few months later, I was walking, but it was very assisted week, walking with a cane or a walker.
So that had to be amazing.
Yeah. And then I was, by the summertime, I stopped doing recovery. The intense 24-hour day recovery. I would do like a 12-hour day recovery and then go walk in the sand in Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is the world's biggest cold plunge. It's a freezing-ass lake. So I just go dip my legs in that lake, walk in the sand. It's great for instability in your ankles, your joints, your hips. And I would just do that kind of stuff. Even ride a jet ski. I was riding a jet ski in June.
Wow.
Yeah, taking it easy. I'm not doing anything nuts, but just like just living life.
Right.
You know how good that is for your mental acuity,
Yeah.
your spirit, your emotional body, and all that stuff. So I was out in the sunshine, getting vitamin D. I was in nature. I was with friends. I could do life stuff. Like
Wow.
I'm back in life stuff. Now that's a great confidence builder.
Yeah.
So I kept trying to do those things, and then of course I have to go back into all the recovery stuff, and that I always do, but. Just happy I can do it.
What does the cold water feel like with you have a rod through your tibia.
Yeah, the cold water that's not the issue. It's when it's cold weather.
Yeah.
like anybody, you're stiffer, your blood slows, and all that stuff. So it doesn't help us. I need circulation in my joints. Tendons don't get a lot of blood flow. I really got to work at getting blood flow in these joints. Otherwise, they'll stiffen, and I'm just slower going. Everything just feels a little bit more robotic.
What did they have?
But I think that's before injury. It's that for anybody, right? Also elevation. I mean,
Right.
8,000 feet elevation in Tahoe. So all those things aren't really kind of helping to my recovery, but my body will respond in those oxygen depleted environments and all that stuff. So maybe it did help, maybe it didn't. I don't know. But I did most of my initial recovery in LA, and then when I could, I got out to Tahoe to be in my sort of happy place in nature.
Did they have to reconstruct your knees? Did you?
No, none of that. There was cracks in my ankles, and my foot spun around a handful of times. There was a spiral fracture of my leg. So they had to hit a rod down into my knee, and they had to screw it, with plates and all that stuff. So I had to ensure I just moved those things. So I don't know. Wasn't full like reconstruction, like people get a new knee or a new hip. It was just a lot of breaks. My pelvic broke in 3 spots, my hips, but you don't fix that. They even said you broke your asshole. I'm like, is that what you say as a doctor? Is that how you say it? Come on.
That's
I mean, I
hilarious.
think there's another word for it. I think he was trying to make me laugh, and I did. And Eric makes you laugh. He's like, you broke everything, Jeremy. You even broke your ass. I'm like, all right, that's great.
Wow. And so what? So you've gone through the 12-hour. Now you're in like this 12-hour day.
Yeah, so
recovery.
that summertime, yeah. So I got to do like just life stuff, and that was really my first shot at allowing myself to think that there's a future, and I'm not going to live a life of full-time recovery for the rest of my life. It's like, I can actually go do some other things that I enjoy doing with people in a kind of a normal way. So I was without a cane, without anything by June and summer came around. So I'm moving around.
That's pretty.
I'm moving
amazing.
around with inflammation and getting downstairs very slowly, but as you would, look, as long as you're patient, as I was, as aggressive I was with my recovery, I allowed patients to also live within that aggressive attack on each joint or each inflammation or wherever it was. I do allow patience, and because I allow myself to push hard. I listen to my body. Body says fuck off. I'm like, all right, I'll chill out for a second, and then keep going. So, but I gotta live life, and that was so rewarding to my spirit and my confidence, which you need in that kind of those kind of dire times, and I keep going. And then, like I said, when we got to getting back to work, because I got so ready. Maybe I'm down to like 4 hours a day of recovery by the end of that first year. I'm like, I'm gonna go back to work. I need to get back out into the world and use life as my recovery, and still only spend 4 hours a day on hyperbaric chamber, red light, whatever the heck I could do to. I mix it all up. It's a bunch of different stuff. A lot of heat, a lot of vibration, power plate stuff. That was really great for numbing the nerve endings, my back of my knees, back of my ankles, that kind of stuff. I don't know if you ever used that stuff for.
No, like what are you doing? I used to have this thing. God, what was it called? It was a thing you stand on it. It's like it would shake you.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
different
yeah.
Vibrations.
Yeah.
Yep. And it would slow it down.
Yep.
Then it'd make it fast.
Yep,
And
it's like that.
Yeah.
And that really was great for numbing like the back of my knees that really still ache, and back of my ankles, just so it's not quite so sensitive. I don't know if it floods the nerve endings with
You got
blood or
dirt.
like it does, but it just kind of numbs it out.
Yeah, and
I can go
the
sleep on. It's great. It's beautiful.
I used to have one of those at my house in LA. I
Chest
don't even
and
remember
the
what it's
chest
called
room.
now. It was just some machine. It had a bunch of different programs.
Yeah, it's power plate. It's probably a power plate.
Well, Power Plate I think is the one that you work out on.
you can. Yeah.
Yeah, this one was a little different. This one was it would just shake you at a bunch of different frequencies.
Oh, interesting.
You'd stand on it, and it was supposed to just do a bunch of stuff for your hormones and endocrine system and all sorts of different stuff just by the vibration.
Yeah. It helps me a lot
Interesting.
for sure.
And are you doing sauna and stuff like that as well?
Yeah. But I
You go to bed?
Use just the red light bed.
Yeah.
Sweat like it's just shaped like a coffin or
Yeah,
like tanning
yeah.
bed one.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's just as effective, I think, as you go into sauna. It just doesn't take so long to heat up or anything. Just get in that thing and cook. It's amazing, and it's amazing that even like an LED light like that or infrared light could warm you up so much. But it's intense. I love it.
And then after a while, do you start lifting weights?
Yeah. I started training as soon as I got when I just started doing blood work, because my hormone, my testosterone was at 200, my hemoglobin was at 2, everything was
Your body was just wrecked.
Oh, it was wrecked. And I'm going back to work. So I had to attack while I was falling asleep during workouts that I'm trying to do or whatever. They only schedule me maybe 6 hours a day on set because I fall asleep in the middle of a scene.
Oh my God.
They're like, who's gonna wake that fucker up? Oh man, so I had to really work on that. And I think it was really the testosterone. Once I got that level to like 700, 800 constantly, then I had more energy, and that allowed me more energy in the gym. And once I had that got me more energy. So it just started feeding upon itself. I was doing blood panels every week, and just saw progress. And then I just started lifting, and I had so much energy, and I felt better the more I lifted and moved and stretched, and it just kept compiling, just like most things in life, and it got easier, like most things. With oxygen chamber, that's better when you compile on it. Same with red light stuff. Nothing, no one time that anything's gonna do anything, but you do it often enough and make it a central part of your life. It's like, oh, I was on fire. It's great. I started running, and
You can run now.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
For distance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where I'm running to. I was never a distance guy. I was always a sprinter, right? I was a sprinter from high school and college, and yeah. So
Does it hurt when you run?
it feels like if you're if you have if you've ever been in a car, you're on the freeway and it has a misalignment or it's a little
Yeah.
shaky.
Yeah.
Or you got a flat tire. It feels like I got 4 flat tires when I'm running. It looks great. It looks like, oh, this guy's no problem with this guy. Just boop, 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 boop. And it feels like the wheels are gonna fall off
Wow.
mentally or something. It just feels like it's because it's like it's a lot of pressure to put on all these joints, right? I haven't sprinted really much in a while. I haven't really worked on that. I've been working on other things, blood and cells and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, sprinting is not, what am I doing? What am I gonna do? Sprint? 54, for God's sakes. You know,
right.
maybe like for, because you do stunts in movies, and maybe at some point I'll have to sprint. I don't know. Or maybe not. Maybe just don't do that shit.
Yeah, well, maybe you can, though. I mean,
Sure I can.
I think you can.
I already have.
I believe it.
I just don't know if I want to make that a central part of, the acting experience. Maybe I
Well, that would be an absolutely phenomenal turnaround to go from where you were to going back to action films.
yeah, to go play
You know?
Hawkeye or something.
Yeah,
or,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it'd be a
Or
good
Born
test.
Identity.
Yeah, that's
You know?
tough. That would be a tough
Right.
one. I was in excellent shape for that one. That would be a challenge.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I don't know. Do I want to tax my body? Yeah, I don't know. Probably
I mean,
should.
Is it
Probably should.
taxing your body or is it strengthening your body?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is the
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
How many miles can you get on this stuff, right?
Well, I
Titanium.
I think it's forever. I think it's permanent. I mean, everything you have just reinforces the recovery of the bones, right?
Yeah.
And then you just have a plate there that just keeps the bones in order.
Yep.
And it's
I mean,
essentially
all the titanium in my body is useless at this point. It did its job,
Right.
and the bones grown,
Mhm.
but so it just stays there now.
Is there an argument that the titanium hinders you at all?
Well, I mean, it is foreign
Right.
metal in your body. It's not rejecting it, but there is a point where it could. Just like allergies, there's sometimes you don't get allergies sometimes for 40 years in your life, and all of a sudden, I'm allergic to down. It could reject it. Who knows? You never know. I'll cross that bridge. I'm worrying about today. I'm here
Right.
with you. I'll worry about that shit later.
It's just so impressive.
Yeah, it really is.
amazing.
Yeah. It's in. Yeah.
Because at any other time in history, you're dead.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
other time in history.
Oh, yeah,
20
goner.
years ago, you're dead.
Goner.
Yeah.
You're a goner.
20 years ago.
It's
Yeah.
insane, right?
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
What a great blessing to have all those people that even like the EMTs and all the people that were there, the life-saving stuff. They did all this stuff that they had to do, man. There's so much. And I'm really known in that community, especially in the EMTs and all that sort of stuff. I have a lot of firefighter friends and all that stuff. So it's just like you're just getting a little extra juice and love from these people. Like I knew one of my best friends is a firefighter in that area, Jesse, and he's just retired. He got the phone call from his buddy who had to like stab my chest and release the pressure from the lung and like on the ice. And he's the one that says, "Look, dude, Jesse, Jeremy's he's in. We did the best we could, dude. You don't want to get to the hospital." Wow. And that's the code for like
He
gone.
might be gone.
He's gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
But I mean, but they're like, I talked to them all later. I saw every nurse. I saw every doctor. I went by every other ENT, even the pilot that flew me up there, and just had to give everyone the biggest squeeze and apologize if I was a pain in the ass or whatever it was, man. It's that reminds me of just why I'm back anyway, and what the only thing that you take with you is love. Right? That's it.
The beginning of the audiobook is your daughter.
Yeah.
And that was the one I had the hardest time with.
Yeah.
Because it's...
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
I can't imagine,
Dude.
Does this, it must forever change your perspective on life because you crossed back.
Yeah. Well, it just made it easier. It's ripped away all the white noise, things I gave credence to, things I gave value to, are just fucking meaningless. Bullshit.
All the bullshit.
Bullshit
means
is
nothing.
gone.
Yeah.
And I just don't. Sadly, I'm in a spinning rock, people and capitalism and stuff. And these things, I just feel like I belong. But I do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of times I don't feel like I fit into a certain how things work or seem to work down here. Or I just don't do things I don't give value to. I only do things that are valuable in my life. That's it. That is it. I do nothing else.
It is amazing how much time and energy people put into things that ultimately at the end of the life, they're not valuable.
Yeah.
They don't mean anything.
Yeah.
And they occupy most of your thinking.
That's right. Or even your time or your career. Right?
Yeah.
How many people do careers that they fucking hate?
Yeah.
Or they're in a marriage they fucking despise. All this
Yep.
stuff is
Yep.
spending too much time doing what?
Right.
Why? Because
you
of
get
fear.
trapped.
Because of fear, get trapped, and
Yeah,
it's
you
too
got
difficult
stuck.
to get out, and they get too deep and buried into some place that they get, paint themselves in a corner. It's quite sad.
Yeah. It is sad, but it's also, there's an amazing example that you can shine to the rest of the world, that maybe people don't have to go through what you went through to realize that most of what you're thinking about all day, especially if you're one of those people that's wrapped up in social media, most of the things you're thinking about all day are just nonsense.
Yeah.
Just total nonsense that's stealing your life.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I wrote the book is I hope there's things that I learned and the gifts that I received from passing and coming back and overcoming, huge obstacles, and a lot of people can identify with suffering and struggle. Doesn't have to be a physical struggle, but it's a certain way to think and perspective to work your way through it, because it is a lonely place. And I think there's something beautiful about the narrative of an author to a reader, or even just audio, which is even more intense because you get the 911 call, and it's kind of dramatic in that sense, but it's pretty intimate, and I think you can really move the needle for somebody.
Yeah.
The more open and honest and vulnerable I am in sharing the narrative, the maybe more I have a chance at connecting with the reader or listener.
No doubt.
There's
The thing is about when you're in the middle of a struggle, it never seems like you're going to get out of it.
Yeah.
When you're trapped,
Yeah.
you feel it, and it's so difficult for people to trust the process or to trust that it will get better. And this is unfortunately why a lot of people end their lives. They do not think it's going to get better. And you hear it from so many people that almost took their life or failed when they tried to take their life, and now realize, oh my God, I was so wrong. It does get better. I am better. Everything's better. And I just didn't see the light. I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I thought there's just nothing but this feeling that I couldn't endure.
Yeah. That hopelessness, that weighs heavy, doesn't it? Ooh. you can't afford that. You can't give that power. You can't give that
No.
value. You can't.
It's
It's
just-
I think anybody can sink into that, right?
Anybody
Or,
can
oh,
sink into that.
yeah.
Anybody can sink into that. It's just so hard for people that have never gone through something before. If your
Yeah.
life has been really easy,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're tasked with one of the most difficult burdens ever, overcoming the fear and the feeling of wanting to end life because you can't take it.
Yeah, Jesus. Look. I think people need to suffer. It is an actual requirement of life, and is the fiber, the DNA of love. Real love and true love and in perpetuity can't exist without.
I don't really know what to do right
suffering.
now.
It's impossible. They don't appreciate it.
I don't
Well,
know.
it's-
Probably
you
not
have
gonna
to
be
have
on much
suffering.
longer. I've been
And
streaming
suffering
for
doesn't have
2
to be
hours and
looked
8
at as a
minutes.
negative thing. It can be looked as a beautiful thing.
You've been on Fortnite?
It's where real love
I got on
comes out of.
Fortnite, and then I got on
You know,
Forza,
all
and
my
then I got on
suffering,
this.
There was real love in there. Everyone
been on
around
this
me
for a
just in
little
this
bit.
recovery.
It looks nice in here. I
or
like
in
this.
a loss I may have had
Trying
from
to
an
decorate a
uncle
little
or
bit.
a grandparent or
The pillager.
whatever. You know, there's
Well, the
there's
pillager
real love
flags
that
are
comes
nice.
in that suffering.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even though it
and
can be a lonely
like disco
experience.
chandelier thing.
I mean, I look at it
Chandelier.
This is
that way,
nice.
and not
Here's
as a
where you
negative,
enchant the
terrible thing,
stuff.
because it's just temporary.
And it's so
Yeah, I
not-
like this.
What's that?
It's counterintuitive.
In a negative term of it, right? But we all
You got this done quick.
right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
part of the human experience.
Yeah.
right?
Kind of trying to
It's the
figure out
Joe
what to
Rogan
do here.
experience.
I'm probably about almost done. I have the select
I'm not
lectern.
suffering,
I
I'm having a
don't
great
know
time
if
with
we
it.
need that for
But,
the
you know, I don't
villagers
think
or
people
what.
welcome that or allow that to
Yeah,
happen in
we're
their
gonna
lives
need
and
it
let it be
later.
okay. That
Are you gonna add like a
suffering,
roof
suffer
or just
at
keep it like
the hard
that?
times
Since
are
like it's a
the
hole
building
outside.
blocks to
Yeah, I
our-
might just leave it like that. I don't feel like fucking with it.
Or do you
because
gonna do
it's
the-
cool.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
All those things.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Like, yeah,
can
one
if
time,
if
And
you
this
want
is a
to.
minor
I'm not
suffering
gonna.
No, I'm
in
just-
comparison. But
I was
one
just
time I
saying.
went on this
I might put
hunting
this
trip
up
on
here
Prince of Wales Island,
now.
which rains like 350 days a year. And so we were up there for a week just getting drenched. And you know, you're camping, so you're in a tent, and you think,
alright,
oh,
let's
well, I'll
better
be
get
dry
off.
in the tent. And you're not dry in the tent. There's no dry. There's no such thing as dry. I remember I turned my headlamp on in the tent once because I had to pee, and I was going
That's
to
fine.
step out of the tent to go to the bathroom in the
Alright,
rain.
love you.
And when I pressed
Alright,
the
Caden, I'm probably
headlamp
gonna go ahead and get off.
inside my tent, all I
Alright,
saw
same.
inside the
Reset
tent
to take a
was
test on my
water
computer.
vapor. It was just filled with
All
moisture.
good.
There was just water, droplets, all flying around inside the tent. I'm like, oh